In this module, we'll be talking about social media and how that can support your event. Consider how you use your social media to support your event and also how you use your event to support your social media. Good photographs are key. Include as many people, as much activity as possible. Also consider how you let your followers know about your event leading up to the actual day. You can also create a Facebook event on Facebook, for example. This will help give you a guide of the expected attendance on the day, although just be conscious that attendance rates don't often match up to what people might commit to on Facebook. Also consider how you leverage your Instagram profiles if you have one.
We use social media to publicise our event, and also I suppose it's really helpful having links with other organisations on social media, so we'll often ask other local organisations to share our posts as well. So it might just be creating an event on Facebook, sharing content leading up to that event, depending on the type of event. You know, if there's other related content from Headspace National or other organisations, especially, you know, making sure it's as interesting as possible, having images, videos, that kind of thing. It's really good. I'm not the best at social media, so I'll often ask our Youth Advisory Committee to come up with some content as well, and that keeps it a bit fresh and a bit nice also. And we also use Instagram, so most things that go on our Facebook will be on our Instagram as well. So yeah, that's how we use it. We'll also use social media during events. So for example, on the recent Headspace Day, we had a big football match sort of fundraising event. We also had sort of all the Headspace Day stuff. So we had the setup to take photos with the things that help people have a good headspace, and we posted them up on the Facebook and encouraged other people to share them on Facebook using that hashtag as well. So that was just a really nice way of engaging the broader community and getting, I suppose, more of an outreach of those messages to people who couldn't make it there on the day also. For our larger events, we'll do a media release so that local media outlets and papers can publicise those events, especially if they're open to the public. We'll also invite the leader to come down to the larger events as well and run a piece on that to sort of increase the reach of that event too.
So it's really important when we're advertising our events to engage in social media and making sure that we're letting people know about things that are happening before they happen. But also knowing who our audience is, and you can't tell a young person that an event's going to happen in a month and expect them to remember it. Just being able to remind them the week before, the week of, the day of, those constant reminders that things are happening in your community, they're free and you can come, is really important. But also on the flip side, it's, for me, one thing that I always try and do is every time I'm at an event is just try and get a quick photo. Sometimes you get really swept up in speaking to people and representing Headspace and pushing out a message or trying to hand out some things. But it's really important just to remember to, for 10 seconds, pull out your phone, grab a quick photo, and sometimes that's a good enough photo that you can throw up on your Facebook page and say, or your Instagram or whatever, and say, we're here doing this, speaking to young people. And for a lot of the time, people will talk about, developing a presence for their Facebook page and trying to get young people to come and like it. But one thing that I find that's really important to remember is a lot of the time when a young person is in need of support, and the first thing they're going to do is they're going to hear about a place called Headspace, and what are they going to do? They're going to get on Facebook and check us out. And they might not like our page, but they might come over to it, have a quick scroll and say, hey, they were at that school and they were at that event and they were there, they must be okay, which is really important. Because sometimes they're not going to like your page and they're not going to follow you and they're not going to comment on everything, but for them it's about checking us out and building that rapport and breaking down that stigma, which is really important. So that's why just trying to capture events that you're at is really important, not just trying to advertise all the things that you do. Yeah.
When you're implementing an event, social media is definitely your friend. It's something that you can get the word out there quite quickly, easily, and it's very cost effective. So you can look at creating posts and trying to build up the audience and excitement for saying we've got something coming along. You can create a Headspace Facebook event and people can say that they're attending, and it kind of gives you that little indication around if there's enough interest and what other angles that you have to do. On the event day, it's really good. You can do some posts around you setting up the event, help try and build out the audience, and then obviously post on the day as well and at the event. kind of create that fear of missing out if people aren't there. I think that's where that social media side of things is really, really important. And I think it's crucial that you do stuff when the event is. There's no point posting things up on social media when it's a week down the track and the event's been and gone, because you've lost that kind of traction that's really vital.